April Fools! Existence is pure bliss. Oh, what happened there? Who was that? I don't know. It's been a wild day here. Anyway, I'm looking for something that I'm not finding. Ah, there it is. In keeping with the theme of the day, I'd like to report something. Let's see. Here's a newspaper headline. Archbishop DuQuette assassinated while saying Mass. Lon Milo DuQuette, Archbishop of Southern California, and for 10 years, actually now 40 some years, the Lodge Master of Haru Raha Lodge of Newport Beach. This was obviously written last year. Was struck down by an assassin's bullet last Sunday afternoon while celebrating the Gnostic Mass, observing the 20th anniversary of his marriage. I guess it's the 50th anniversary of his marriage, or if it's the 52nd anniversary of his marriage to St. Constance of the Well, Our Lady of Perpetual Motion. The date of the Mass, November 15th, also marked the 12th anniversary of Archbishop DuQuette's Minerval initiation. This is old news. His Grace was pronounced dead on arrival at St. Vitus Hospital, Newport Beach at 4:44 p.m. 3 unidentified men are being held for questioning. I can't believe it, said Deacon Stephen Abbott, who served at the ill-fated Mass. I mean, I thought it was another one of his jokes. He's always goofing around at Mass, making like his head is exploding. But this time he didn't put it back on. Born Diana Tsetung on July 11, 1948 in Bismarck, North Dakota, the daughter of Basque Cambodian immigrants, his early years are shrouded in mystery. Even his mother, Ruby, would not discuss this period of his life or give any further clues. Changing his name to Lon Milo DuQuette in honor of the great 17th century castrato, he moved to Southern California in 1966 to, quote, be with my old kind. It was there that he became obsessed with the writings of Aleister Crowley. Seeking out the hidden order that could answer all questions, solve any mystery, and balance any checkbook, he was led to the OTO by a series of visions. These are detailed in his books, The Events Leading Up to My Death.
Okay, I found this on the web for Hayes' series of visions. These are detailed in his books, The Events Leading Up to My Death. Check it out.
Well, okay. How... My computer is haunted. Through a bizarre sequence of freak accidents, mistaken identity, and well-timed hallucinations, he quickly rose to the highest levels of OTO membership and received dignities and prelacies as fast as he could type them up. Addressing the Supreme Council in 1985, he uttered his famous defense of arrogance. Presumption in the pursuit of pretense is no vice, unquote. Archbishop DuQuette is survived by his wife, St. Constance, their son Jean-Paul Lafayette Clouseau, who was designated the future OHO, and two homunculuses, Maurice and Raymond. Now, that was from our lodge journal, the winter solstice, 1989. Now, later, Oh, that was probably spring of 89. In the winter solstice of 89, a new Oyez magazine came out and a new article called I Channel Archbishop DuQuette by Eric Anpin. Spoonbender Press, 222 North Queens Avenue, Manhattan Island, New York, etc. 1988, 444 pages, $22.95. This is a book review. The untimely assassination of Archbishop Lon Milo DuQuette several years ago has spawned several books on the subject of his life and the bizarre circumstances of his murder. The most notable works being The Vicar of the Beast by Hal Lindsey and I.Z. Guilford's unauthorized biography, Phony. Now, I Channel Archbishop DuQuette by Eric Anpin gives us perhaps the most valuable effort to date because for the first time the enigmatic prelate tells his own story from the other side. I include below a portion of the introduction where Anpin explains the circumstances leading up to his first encounter with the dead religious leader. I wasn't there when they killed him. Even though it's been nearly 2 years, I still lie awake at night saying to myself, if only I had been there, maybe I could have done something to stop them. But it's no good playing the if only game. He's dead, and that's that. Or is it? Could it be that some personalities are so strong that death cannot silence them? Can these great souls reach out from beyond the urn and speak with the voices of the living? I had read all the channeled material from Seth and Lazarus, but never in my wildest dream that I ever think I would be, quote, his chosen vessel, unquote. Maybe I should start at the beginning. Even though I planned to attend the Archbishop's Mass that Sunday, I got a call at the last minute to speak on aura fluffing at a popular Laguna Beach tanning salon. When I got home, my telephone answering machine was filled with hysterical messages from friends who saw him gunned down. I sat down and listened in shock and disbelief as the whole violent scenario took shape in my mind's eye. The beautiful St. Constance of the Well, Our Lady of Perpetual Motion, sitting serenely upon the altar, with kindly old Archbishop DuQuette ineptly consecrating the sacred elements like I'd seen him do 100 times. He lifts the host and cup to heaven. The deacon rings the bell. Hagios, Hagios, Hagios. To the horror of the congregation, 3 men in full-body condoms crashed through the front door with assault rifles. Just before they opened fire, one of the assassins yelled in a thick Los Angeles accent, "I got your Eucharist right here, Padre. Eat this." The guns roared and spat their deadly spittle. When it was over, His Grace lay dead at the foot of the altar, the 3 murderers escaping in unmarked golf carts. I listened to the last of the phone messages. "You should have been there, Eric. He bled like a pig." I opened my last bottle of Mouton Cadet and drank myself into an uneasy sleep. It was the Archbishop's instructions his body not be processed for 3 days in order to give him a chance to resurrect. This not occurring, the family disposed of the body in accordance with his wishes. It was tied to an overstuffed chair, placed upon a small raft, and towed to the middle of the Catalina Channel. There, upon the peaceful waters he loved so well, his body was exploded with a charge of TNT. The body explosion signaled the start of the wake, and what a wake it was. I never saw so many fortified wine products in my life. Blocks of Velveeta, pork rinds, and tripe rolls surrounded the huge centerpiece of ground spam molded in the image of the Archbishop sitting in the Thunderbolt asana. Everyone danced till they dropped to His Grace's favorite accordion band, Speedo Doug and Caligula's Breakfast. By 10 p.m., after gorging on cheese balls and Night Train Express, I became so incredibly ill that I was driven home and thoughtfully delivered to my bathroom floor. It was there, kneeling before the porcelain altar, that I heard his voice.
Do this, in remembrance of me.
In case you missed that, that was do this in remembrance of me. Now, I don't know if you're getting the picture here. He was getting ready to throw up, and the voice told him, do this. Okay, you got it. Okay. I didn't have time to look around to see where the voice was coming from, because at that moment the spins in my head evoked the most violent nausea I'd ever experienced. Then again,
Do this in remembrance of me.
then I knew what it was I had to do. Not only did I puke my guts out, I threw up with such intensity that the very essence of my being shot out of my mouth and into the swirling waters. I was completely disoriented. Thick blackness enveloped me. Then, after what seemed an eternity of confusion, I realized exactly what had happened. I had done what no mystic had ever done before. I had flushed my soul down the toilet. Then, as my spirit traversed the twists and turns of the aging sewer system, the disembodied spirit of Archbishop DuQuette possessed my empty body for the first time. My roommate Hugo rushed into the bathroom when he heard an unearthly voice chanting, "From the desert to the sea, to all of Southern California, a good evening." Now that's sort of a Southern California, an old Southern California in-joke, because Jerry Dunphy, the newscaster, the person that Ted Baxter of the old Mary Tyler Moore show was named after. He had silver hair, and he began every news broadcast, "From the desert to the sea, to all of Southern California, good evening." But you know, if you have to explain a joke, it's only an April Fool would try to explain a joke. But anyway, good stuff, makes you want to read on, and read on I did. After the fascinating narrative, Ann Pin categorizes prophecies, predictions, and of course the Archbishop's conversations with other famous dead people. This volume reeks of sequels. Here are just some teasers. Now remember, this is back in 1980, 1988. Okay. So the disembodied Archbishop made these predictions from the other side in 1988. Jim Baker will divorce Tammy and marry James Brown in a quiet prison ceremony. At this time, Jim Baker, I think, had just been sent to prison. The government of Israel will destroy the Dome of the Rock Mosque and reinstate animal sacrifice in a magnificent new third temple called Mani's. The California Angels will win the 1990 World Series. The Angels were so bad in those days that the thought of them ever winning the World Series before the franchise collapsed was unthinkable. They did go on to win the World Series, but a little later than 1990. His thoughts on the afterlife. It's just like being alive, except when you close your eyes, it's light. He also says, there are taxes here. Dead people are just as dumb as live ones. Hitler says he's sorry. It's sure been fun since Mel Blanc died. Elvis Presley doesn't seem to be here. And Jesus says he's sorry. Okay, that's our April Fool's extravaganza. I hope you all enjoyed my hat. Constance insisted that I wear it. Isn't that right, dear?
Yes, dear. Whatever you say.
I'll see you tomorrow. Continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.